What's going on, guys? My name is Dave Higgins. Welcome to Sandbox Explorer. Alright, so what I'm going to talk about today is something that's been a little bit controversial, and there's a new rumor that's come up that could maybe alleviate some of the flack that this company's been getting. Let's be real about Game Freak. Now, to preface this, I'm wearing a shirt that I got when I saw Miss Pat the other day. She's a hilarious comedian. She's not family friendly, so if you're not down with that, then maybe steer clear. But if you don't care about, profanity and all that, which I don't, but on this channel I don't do it, you know what I mean? She's hilarious. Check her out. You'll love her. She's one of the funniest people I've ever heard and now met. But I got this shirt and it says, "We don't have to agree, but we do have to respect each other." That's pretty much the main theme of what this video is going to be on, so just keep that in mind. Here's me with Miss Pat wearing my Patriots jersey, which she was very, very nice to take a picture with me because she is from Atlanta and she does not like the Patriots, which I also assume that a fair amount of you probably don't either, but again, we don't have to agree, but we do have to respect each other. So, Pokemon Sword and Shield is coming out in a few days at the filming of this video. I might get it out by the time the game comes out. I'm gonna try. Game Freak has made Pokemon games since 1996, I think was the first one. It's been a while. It's been over 20 years that they've been making Pokemon games, and they've all been, for the most part, pretty awesome. I've played since Red and Blue version and Yellow version. And I think I only missed I don't know, one or two of the games towards the latter half of the franchise, and I got back into it again. So yeah, I love Pokemon. I have Haunter tattooed on my arm right here. I got some Pokemon stuff in the studio, and I'm just a big fan of Pokemon. So I'm not gonna write off anything that Game Freak does and say they know best all the time, but I'm not gonna just shoot them down whenever they do anything that I, again, don't necessarily agree with. I will shoot them down a little bit, depending on what the reality behind this is about the whole Pokedex thing. I know a lot of you people out there, you don't care that all the Pokemon aren't in the game. I personally do. It's gotta catch them all. You can't catch them all if they're not all in the game. Now, let's just get down to this rumor that I heard that may be true, it may not be true. If it's true, then I can definitely let a lot of this go and it might work out for the best. If not, then we'll take it from there. So essentially the rumor is that Game Freak had trouble importing the models and animations for some of the Pokemon into the game, and now that they have a time frame that they have to release it in, they have to release it by November 15th, my birthday. Even if they wanted to delay the game, I'm sure that for some reason red tape wouldn't let them because they have the animated get out there and they get all this other stuff, promotional, whatnot. They got a set date and they're gonna stick to it. I don't know. I probably would have delayed it longer if this is what happened, but it is what it is. So if this truly is what happened, they had trouble getting the models and animations of some of the Pokemon in there, and that's why they're not in the game and they have time restrictions and all that, then I understand. And I think that people should probably ease up on them a little bit, again, if that's the case. I mean, even if that's not the case, then to an extent, some people need to let up because some people are really, really aggressive towards them, and I think that's undeserved. They're people. Treat them with some respect. You can certainly voice your opinions and let them know that you have negative feedback towards some of the decisions they've made because, again, I want the National Pokedex in there. And what we're talking about is a chance that maybe it'll happen. If this is what happened, then possibly what they're gonna do, and this is also part of the rumor, is that eventually they'll, after they release the game and make sure they get patches that keep the game functioning properly, they're gonna keep working at getting these models into the game, and eventually, once they finally get them properly able to be imported or patched into the game rather, they'll say that they have been, listening to feedback from all of us and they're gonna patch them into the game in some sort of an update or something like that. Now, again, this is a rumor. Don't know if this is true. If this is true, then I can cut them a lot of slack because, I don't know, let's just say ish happens. If that's the case, then I understand them wanting to kind of save face and say that they're just not gonna do it and, they're gonna do what they think is right, and too bad. That's not really a good way to go about things, regardless of whether or not it's true or not. It seems kind of like a big, to the fans who have been playing it for a long time, to just say no, it's best that you don't have all the Pokemon in it. That's a feature that you want, but you shouldn't have it for some reason. It's weird, because I'm buying your game, so if I want that, and a lot of people want that, it's not just me, then I don't know why you wouldn't do that, or at least say that you're going to add them in, like, for sure at some point. I don't know. It's weird. But again, if this is the truth, if really they just had issues with, like, technical issues and they're going to put it in later and they're just not being honest about it for some reason, I don't know, I would just say I'd be honest. I'd say we had issues and we're not going to have them all ready for release, but we're going to get them to you at some point. That would make a lot of people happy. That would really make everybody happy, even the people who don't care the fact that there's not going to be all the Pokemon in the game potentially at all, like in general. This might not even be real. Again, this is a rumor. It could not be true. We could just be getting, and like, too bad, play it. And I think this game's going to be good. You might not feel that way. I don't know. I'm not the kind of person to just get a game and say this is going to be good because the developer made it. I actually feel like this game is going to be good based off of what I've seen so far. I think it's weird that, like, the Z moves got, like, taken out of the game and they added, like, the Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing, whatever they called it. It's different. It's similar and different at the same time. It looks pretty cool. It's sort of like raid battles in some aspect of it. I don't know. I think it's going to be a cool feature. I'm down to try it out. There's a lot of positive features to this game, in my opinion. Like, I think the customization of the character is, like, really, really widespread this time. It's not very minimal with a couple options. There's going to be a lot of different customizations. You can kind of play online with people. The wild area is a fully explorable area where you can have different weather effects and different Pokemon in them depending on what the weather is, and they're, like, actually there in the world, and there's also random encounters as well, so there's the best of both worlds. I liked the feature of being able to see the Pokemon in Let's Go, but, you know, they took a lot of features out and dumbed it down. Not dumbed it down, but you made it a lot simpler. You know, it's a nicer way to put it, I guess. But random encounters weren't there, which has been like a staple of the game. It's just been how you encounter pretty much almost every single Pokemon besides a few legendaries scattered throughout the game. So now we get both, and that's cool. But, like, they were gonna have a launch event for the game in Japan. I don't know if they're gonna do it elsewhere, but at least in Japan. And, like, they canceled them because people have been really, really extra negative towards them. And they didn't say that, but, like, why else would they cancel it? It's been getting a lot of negative feedback for... I don't know. I'm upset that the National Dex isn't, like, already implemented, and this has to be sort of like a talking point, a struggle to get it implemented or something into the game, or something that people are arguing about at all, really. But, like, I'm not angry about it, I'm just disappointed about it. I'm not gonna go up to Game Freak and be like, I'm going to just let them know, hey, I'd like this to be in the game. I'm really disappointed that it's not in the game. And I'm gonna just let them know that, such as right now. And if you guys feel the same way about this or any other feature of the game, then just talk to them, let them know, and if enough people agree, then if they're, like, nice people, they'll listen. There are developers out there who do listen, and I'd like to think that Game Freak would do that too. Time will tell if this rumor is true, if they will listen to people, whatnot. I don't know, maybe they're just gonna say, we're gonna do what we want, and too bad, like, but, like, that's just not best for business. I'm going to assume that anybody who's watching this is going to be, at least to some degree, pretty reasonable and level-headed, and will be able to take in information, process it, and then just, you know, convey their thoughts in a reasonable and respectful way that if anybody agrees with you, they can have that conversation. If they disagree with you, they can have that conversation without getting, like, super, super negative, like, in an aggressive way. That's not really cool. Obviously, nobody's perfect, so sometimes, you know, your temper gets the better of you, but, like, for the most part, I think this is something that doesn't really call for that. So, like, I'm sure that you agree with me, but I'm just putting this out there for anybody who is, like, on the fence and is wondering if they should, like, be hateful towards Game Freak. Relax. It's okay. If you don't like the game, then, like, don't buy it. If you're not sure about the game, then you can check out some reviews. I will have a first look gameplay on my birthday, on Friday, when the game comes out, so you'll be able to check the game out for yourself if you're on the fence. I'll give you like an hour of the game or so, and if you do want the game, then great. Now, like, if these rumors aren't true and Game Freak's just like, then, like, I would be a little bit upset that they're telling me that they know what's best for me. Chances are that I'm not gonna go, you know what? It is better to not have this feature that I want in the game. But it seems like there are a lot of other features. I mean, the cooking feature is pretty cool, I guess. It's not something that I necessarily, like, wanted, but I like the camp feature, and that seems to be a part of it, so I'll try it out and see what else they have in store. I'm gonna give the game a chance. It looks like it's gonna be fun to me. I'm gonna try to not repeat myself more now. I feel like I've been doing that at this point. If you're still watching, then you're like, you've already said that. So, you know, I just wanted to take a moment and say that Game Freak has some justifiable critiques that can be made against what they've been doing based off of what they've released to the public. They also, I'm gonna give them somewhat of a benefit of the doubt and say that maybe there's some stuff going on behind the scenes, such as this rumor that's come up that maybe they don't want to be super honest about for some reason. I think honesty is the best policy, and if they just were straight up with us to begin with, again, if that's the case, then like, it wouldn't be better. I would be happier that they were honest with us. The developers of Pine, who I've been talking about a lot for the past few months and made a video every time they have an update, have been very transparent and let us know that they weren't ready to release the game. They wanted to make sure they did it right, and they delayed it. So like, I have a lot more respect in the moment for Twirlbound over Game Freak, regardless of whether or not that's like the case, because one way Game Freak is telling us that we don't want to have the features that we want, or the other one is that they're not being transparent. But like, still, I like their games, and I think I'm gonna like this one. It's just some critiques, so maybe they'll patch in the Pokemon later, they'll get it fixed up, and whatever problems they've been having importing stuff over to this game, maybe they'll get that worked out, and then we'll get everything and have a nice full Pokedex, and hooray! Alright, I think that's all I really wanted to say, you know, just relax. Everything's gonna be okay. Probably. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You know, let me know how you feel about this whole Pokemon situation. Are you excited for the game? Are you not looking forward to the game? Are you gonna get it? You're not gonna get it? You're gonna wait? Do you want the National Pokedex? Do you not care? I don't know, we can talk about it. Again, we don't have to agree, we just have to respect each other. So let's keep things civil, we can discuss things, and be nice to Game Freak. Even if you don't like what they're doing right at the moment, don't be like, you know, don't be hateful towards them, don't be rude and aggressive, just don't do that. Alright, I'm gonna end this video. I've been talking for too long. I'm sure you get the point at this point. Like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned. I will see you on the next one, and I will also see you on Friday for Pokemon First Look if you want to check it out. So, stay tuned. Bye-bye.